we'll be looking at this morning. How should these people be managed? And then when you get a kidney from another person, that's when the transplant is done, how long will the person live? Can the person still live very long and all that? These and many more are what we'll be looking at this morning. And a good morning, Anambra. At this segment of kidney disease, not a death sentence. We have our guest seated right here with us in the studio this morning. They will be helping us to talk about this, enlighten us more so that we know about kidney disease. We have Reverend Canon Dr. Victor Alochukwu, Ifeanyi Chukwuezibe, okay? Chairman, Anambra State Post-Kidney Transplant Persons Association of Nigeria. Glad to have you, Reverend Canon.
Thank you. God bless you.
All right. We also have Evangelist Michael Akachukwu. He is the treasurer, Anambra State Post-Kidney Transplant Persons Association of Nigeria. Thank you so much for joining us on the show this morning.
Thank you, Dima.
All right. Let's start with you, Reverend Canon, quickly, because I know before we start talking about management and all that, we need to, have an overview of what kidney disease is all about and what are the causes, what are the things that can trigger this disease in our system.
Well, first of all, I have to express my gratitude to the ABS management for granting us this rare opportunity, even free of charge. So we thank God for you. Well, kidney disease has become a global issue for a long time now, and it has been taking a lot of people's life. So kidney disease is a situation whereby your kidney stops functioning completely. That is, we now call it kidney failure or renal failure. But when you have kidney disease, it has stages and it has type. We have chronic kidney disease. We have acute disease, kidney disease. But if you happen to be a victim of chronic kidney disease, you are into a serious trouble. Serious trouble, I must tell you, because your kidney must eventually fail. What will happen? You may go to a hospital, meet a nephrologist. They will prescribe certain medicines for you. You continue taking them. But once it is chronic, the thing is just that he knows where it is going. It is like a kind of lorry moving down a hill. If you don't want that lorry to move so fast, you have to put wedge. So medicine is a kind of putting wedge. When you put wedge, the thing will be watching you. At your weak point, it jumps to another stage. It has about 5 stages. Then if it jumps to another stage, it will hit you. Then you will be quick again in taking your medicines. Okay. At a point, at your weak point again, it will jump to another stage. At that stage, it will develop a more severe problem for you. You wake up in taking your medicines. Then it will be watching at your weak point again, when you may be tired of taking that medicine. It jumps to another stage, and it will be doing so until finally it gets to the end stage. Your kidney fails, packs up completely. Okay. And when it packs up, you are gone.
All right. Before we get to that, let's look at symptoms associated with kidney disease or kidney disease. Let's not use the word failure. Kidney disease for now. Yes. Some of the symptoms. What are those things that when you start noticing in your body, it will be like a cause for alarm? You run to the hospital and go in for diagnosis.
My sister, that is a very difficult question, because kidney issues does not knock at the door. So it goes down to generally being careful about our lifestyle. 95% of people with kidney issues,
they're
either hypertensive or diabetic.
Okay.
But you will not see it coming. You will not see it coming. It's just knock on your door. The only one that knocks is the kidney stone. That even when you start drinking water enough, can take care of that to an extent. That one is just like a primary aspect of it, the kidney stone aspect. Okay. When we talk about kidney disease, it does not knock. When it has come, we come with different symptoms. Like me, I didn't urinate for 2 years. I was going through dialysis 3 times a week. It was during COVID-19. I had my organ failure. So the lockdown, the global lockdown, going to dialysis with ambulance and all that, and it was just, in fact, it's something I don't wish my enemy. So the best way is to avoid it. We should inculcate the habit of checking.
Okay. I don't think he has addressed the symptoms. So
all right,
let me tell you.
I'm still getting to that. Address it. So what do we do to address it? That is why I asked, what are the causes? What are some of those things that we do? Can ife be fendi aine megase wilike ibutela nyabusobu?
Yes, we are in artificial age. Everything we eat is preserved somehow. We no longer eat our fresh vegetables, is the preserved one. Fresh tomatoes is the preserved one. You must have eaten this morning or something like that. Maybe you took a bottle of soda, general soft drink, or even any of the carbonated drinks. We are used to chemicals upon chemicals, smoking, in fact, lifestyle. You know the funny thing, in Anambra State here, in the national level, we are about 400. Anambra has 40 as members. That means if you multiply the Anambra victims, times 10 of it is what Nigeria has. The whole Nigeria. The whole Nigeria has 400 transplant people, but while Anambra has 40 members. None ones identified. So many, you know, Anambra are big. Anambra people are big people. Some of them didn't even identify with us. But we want to
For the time
the public.
All right, quickly. You said you wanted to add to the symptoms and signs.
The symptoms and signs.
Okay.
If if you are hit with kidney disease, the first thing you may notice is you start noticing swelling in your legs early in the morning, even in your face. You will begin your legs will begin to swell. You begin to ask your question, what is really wrong with me? Then the next thing is to go to hospital. For instance, in my own case, I discovered I just got up one morning, went to my office. Some of my staff said, Reverend, your leg is swelling. What's wrong with you? In my usual way, if I see anything wrong with me, I go to hospital. So I quickly rounded off and went to the hospital. When I got to the hospital, the doctor, after a physical examination, he sent me to lab. After the lab, he called me and said, Reverend, I have noticed a problem. And this problem, I will not be able to manage it. It's a Dr. Anene of Ogechukwu Hospital, Columbia. Okay. A very sincere man. He said, I will not. He noticed something in my urine investigation. He noticed cast. He noticed protein in the urine. He noticed this and that. My creatinine maybe was high. I don't know. He said I should go to teaching hospital. That's how the journey started. And from there, all over the place. So the first symptom is that your face early in the morning, your face will swell. Your body will your legs will start swelling. So if you are careful about yourself, you have to go to hospital. These are the first symptoms. Then if it degenerates further, you may start having problem passing urine. You will not be urinating as normal again. If you have been passing urine frequently, or as the case may be, depending on the intake of your water, then you may start having less something. So there are certain symptoms.
I know.
The first one is swelling of your body.
Okay.
Yeah.
You see everywhere being swollen up.
Yes.
Is that the same thing with you?
No,
Okay.
it's not everybody's
But it's another symptom.
You see, I said it's just like a thief entering into your life, your house by accident. It differs. Like.
So tell us about yours.
Okay.
What the changes you noticed in your body?
Mine was early in the morning, I will be throwing up. I'll be uncomfortable like for 30 minutes to 1 hour before I get stabilized. At 42, it happened.
42 years.
Yes.
Wow.
So I was a very vibrant young man. So though I am diabetic, non-diabetic, but at the time I gave up managing it.
Okay.
And I also hypertensive.
So now
it depends on the individual.
That brings me to the question: are there other underlying diseases that can actually trigger someone having kidney problem?
Yes, like he rightly said,
diabetic.
If you are diabetic, you are a candidate for kidney failure.
Yes.
And if you don't manage that diabetes, you are a candidate. In fact, you are a potential candidate for kidney failure.
You have 80% chance.
If you have if you are hypertensive, the pressure goes to your kidney. So if you are hypertensive, you must take your medicine strictly and regularly as prescribed by your doctor. Don't miss your medicine if you are a hypertensive person, because the pressure is going to your kidney. And if it hits your kidney, the next thing is you will start having problems. Okay, now we are meant to understand that kidney, there are two now. Yes. So one will say if one fails, what about the other one? No. If you have chronic kidney disease, the two are affected.
Okay.
The two are affected. But if you have acute kidney disease, certain factors may contribute to that, and that one is curable. It is curable by two means, by medication or by dialysis. If you are lucky, and meet a good nephrologist and they take care of you properly, you may regain the kidney may bounce back.
Okay.
If you have acute kidney disease. But if you are in for chronic kidney disease, my sister, you are in for a serious problem and a long journey.
Okay. Now let's talk to
it.
you as post-transplant patient.
Exactly.
Now, when the transplant is done, I know it's one kidney that is gotten from one, or is it two that you are having? One now. So how do you manage the situation right now? Because I know when you are having two, you're going to be living your life and doing. Now that is one, are there restricted things that you need to be doing, like a regimen that you need to follow to make sure that this one doesn't suffer?
Actually, the adage says in the country of blind, one-eyed man is a fool. And if you have two kidneys, actually it is one that is functional now. Right now, like you are saying, a normal person now, you have two kidneys. It's just one is fully functional. The other one is just like spare tire.
Okay.
Should anything happen to any one of them, the other one will pick up. So if you have renal failure, two kidney failed, you don't have anyone, you search for donor, either from your relationship, or you go for what they call commercial one, but you go for your relation. My own was my sister now late that donated for me. Now, if peradventure you now do the transplant, by God's grace you have the grace to get a kidney, a live one, good one. But yes. The commercial one can give you the kidney that is already has problem. You just transplant and spend all millions, you eventually go back to square one. So, but my sister gave me her own. It was tested and said it's okay. We go, two of us traveled to India.
For how long now? Have you been living with your sister's kidney?
Yeah, quite a long time. I transplanted December 1, 2008. Among our association, I'm the oldest. So I'm already old man in this system. So that's why I'm too conversant, and as somehow a learned person, I go into research and find things. That's why I'm more conversant on this matter. Okay. So what I'm saying is that if you peradventure you now got a good donor and a good kidney, you go for transplant. It costs a lot of money. It's not a mean job. This time around, by that time it cost us almost 30 million, because it's not a small thing. Now it runs into million. So if you now transplant, in my own usual explanation, one thing is to transplant, another thing is to manage. That's the problem. So we are now under management. It is easy to transplant, but you may not have because you transplant and pay once. Even though if your kidney fails again, you suffer rejection, it fails again, you can go back and transplant. So there are people who have transplanted up to 1, 2, 3 times, as the case may be. But it's a lot of money. So if you are transplanted like us, you are under strict management. You must take your medicine judiciously. In fact, I call it meditation. I call it my morning medication and devotion. I call it afternoon meditation and devotion. I call it night meditation and devotion. Because I was warned on discharge at my hospital in India. They told me, man, if you are traveling as I travel from Ikorobe to Oka, don't forget your medications. Because your medication is supposed to be the first thing you put in your bag. Reason? If I don't have my medicine now, I can't go to any chemist store or any pharmaceutical and get it, because all these medicines are coming from abroad. It's the only small one that like a BPA medicine you can get that. But the main medicine that addresses this matter comes from abroad. So you cannot get it in any shop. So they said, put your medicine first. You can forget any other items, don't forget your medicine. So that is one of the things, regimens you must follow. Then on your discharge, they will tell you how you eat. The dietitians will advise you how you eat, how you this and that. So we are under management. And that management is very important and very serious. Now and again, you are under management, you must get your medicine. Medicine this time is now out of.
Very costly.
Very costly. For instance, I know I started with, when I started getting my medicine here in Nigeria during the COVID-19, by the grace of God, there is one of them I was getting at 6,500. That particular medicine, what they call Pangraph or Prograph, as the case. There are many types. It's now 60-something thousand, 1 milligram. One of us is taking 5 milligram, 150 something thousand per pack of 50 tablets, capsules inside. One of us is taking 14 milligrams in a day, 7 in the morning, and 7 in
65,000 times 7. Times 14.
So you can now understand what we're undergoing. And that money is not forthcoming. So management of a kidney of a transplant person,
it's a humongous task.
Unexplainable.
It's very expensive.
Very expensive.
Okay, now as an association, because you've come together to form an association,
yes.
I know that there are members that can't even afford it as it is now because of the hike in the price of drugs and every other thing in the market. So how do you come together to see how to help these people out so that they will still be alive?
It's a very difficult challenge. Most of us, first of all, after kidney transplant, you are no longer yourself 100%. It's like, if you are going for the surgery, the doctor will tell you it's 50-50 chances. So first of all, you must have experienced that before coming back to life. Then, in between, after the surgery, the drugs aspect of it is something else now. Like, I came all the way from Ozobo local government to this place. The closest brother I have now is Reverend in Ekurobia. I can run to him anytime and say, please, get me some sachet, my own just finished. He understands, he knows what I'm going through. So it's a very difficult terrain. And it is not something you are sure of how much you bought this month that you are going to buy next month. And with the way our money is jumping up and down, it's dancing in our pockets that way. So it's not something we wish our enemy. And as association, we came together. Among us, there are the elites who can comfortably do it, but there are those who cannot. And we are looking up to the Anambra as the billionaire state we are called, and even the government. Then that will also enable us to educate people because we have the highest number of the prevailing case as it is now in the national level.
Exactly.
We have 400 in Anambra, in Nigeria, identified already. 411.
Those are those that
those
are
identified.
Registered.
Then Anambra,
there are millions of them that are
Anambra has 39 identified. I know some unidentified people that are not in the platform, that are not identified with us because of their levels in the society. So that means it's prevalence here, maybe our lifestyle and so many other things. I don't want even my enemy to fall a victim.
Okay. So this funding, where do you people need help now? That's the question now. What do you think that would be done right now so that this burden, because as I see it is a huge burden on so many of you, some
all
of the
of
people.
us,
Yes.
all of us, no matter how rich you are.
How can this burden be made?
The point is that many of our members are gone. That in the national level, there was a time they said, let us stop publishing our dead members. I said no. We must continue publishing it so that we will know that we are dying one day. Because there was a time it became on
almost on daily basis they will report one person die.
So the problem we have now is that if you don't, in fact during COVID-19, I thank God I survived COVID-19 because during COVID-19 everywhere I was locked up. Everywhere we were locked up. I called India where I get my medicine. They said everywhere locked up. Then I have to run to my doctor at Enugu. My doctor said, if you don't take your medicine for 2 weeks, you will go into a serious problem, you will suffer rejection, and they are kidney because, let me tell you, this kidney right inside my body still knows that this is not original place.
Yes. That's why
it still knows it's not original place. So the way I describe it so that you understand that, I beg this kidney, please remain here. Every morning. I beg you to remain here. With drugs. Every afternoon. I beg you to remain there. Every night. If I don't do that, he will pepper me. Okay. So for this reason, many of our people are dying. Because if you don't take your medicine regularly and as and when due, you are going to suffer rejection.
So what's the way forward?
The way forward is that the essence of this World Kidney Day is to sensitize the people the importance of this kidney in the body and the danger you are going to face. For us who have undergone this thing, that we need support from well-meaning members of the society, government in particular. That is why we came together, because the thing is becoming out of control in our hands. So we said, let us come together Even when we were in the national, I said, I started this, something, we have to come home to sensitize our people, because people, let me tell you, since I did transplant, my house became a kind of consultation room. Okay. Because my case was a national issue. The church sponsored me, even the national church, my primate then gave me money to go to abroad. My bishop, Archbishop FOB, now retired, took it upon himself to raise money and help me to go abroad. So it is a very big thing. So we are begging on the government, begging on philanthropists, begging on women in Anambradians to come to our earth so that we continue to live. Many of our members are dying because they don't have this medicine. And this medicine is not 1 naira. It's not even 2 naira. It runs into thousands and millions. One of my mentors attending with Professor Ola sometimes asked me to write something on assessing my medicine. I put up a write-up. I think she's trying to publish in the international level. Okay,
so you're seeking help from government, non-governmental organizations, and then stakeholders, well-meaning in the Anambra to come to your aid and see how they can help and fund this association.
Again, we are not stopping at ABS. We want to go into other media houses.
All right.
ABS voluntarily and graciously granted us this activity this period free of charge. So we thank the management.
All right.
But even the management pointed to us that this thing will take us a lot of money to go to other media houses, go to national NTA, go to AIT, go to every other place to sensitize people. It will take us money. So this money is not only for our medication, it is for running our association and meeting up with our aims and objectives. Thank you.
Well, I wish we had more time. I know you have a lot to say, but we need to go because we have another segment, our sports segment, and our anchor is already here. So we want to say a very big thank you to both of you for joining us on the show this morning. Thank you so much for being here. Reverend Canon Dr. Victor Alochukwu Ifeanyi Chukwu Ezibe.
By the grace of
You are the chairman, Anambra State Post-Kidney Transplant Persons Association of Nigeria. Thank you so much for joining us. And also the treasurer is here, Evangelist Michael Akachukwu. Thank you so much for being here with us this morning.
Thank you, Dima.
All right. Well, that's it on the show this morning. Just like the topic said, kidney disease is not a death sentence. You've heard it from our survivors here. It's not a death sentence, but you know now from what we said that is a very expensive way of life, that if your kidney fail and you have to do transplant, you have to live on drugs for the rest of your life.
Exactly.
Well, that's it. And we are pleading with well-meaning in the Anambra, the government, non-governmental organization to come to the aid of this association to see how they can help to lessen the burden of buying drugs and living on drugs all the days of their lives. Thank you so much for being here. Well, that's it on the show this morning. My name is Chidimma Orangwa. Thank you so much for joining us. See you again tomorrow. Bye.